Tunde, we're here at Motorola Solutions booth and we are seeing a so-called connected police officer. Now, I've seen the change within Motorola going to a lot of focus on data. Can you tell us a little bit more about the change and how data will change the lives of police officers, for example?
Yeah, so thanks for the question. I think we're not going away from mission critical communications. Mission critical communications will always be central to public safety. You can't get away from having a reliable communication link, whether that's between first responders and connecting the control room to the people on the front line. That is always going to be there. What we're seeing more is the need to optimize how resources are deployed, and that really comes down to agencies trying to be more proactive in how they manage incidents. So rather than focusing only on responding to incidents, what we're seeing is this focus on mission critical intelligence, which is enabling agencies to be more proactive, to predict and potentially prevent a crime from happening. And by doing that, we believe that agencies can be much more effective in managing incidents and in building safer cities. So really, it's more of a focus of mission critical intelligence, which is really an evolution from mission critical communications, which was very much focused on the response phase. Mission critical intelligence really looks across the pre-incident, the mid-incident, and the post-incident. So we're trying to be effective across those phases.
Okay, but I can imagine that a police officer on the streets, coming from an analog era, using the radio by just only push-to-talk, going into the digital era by having a total new radio with all kinds of possibilities. Now he's getting a data device with all kinds of other possibilities. What will happen with that police officer when he gets an overflow of information? Are you not afraid for that?
We are very, very concerned about that because the fundamentals of public safety don't change. The people on the front line don't want to be distracted. So it's important for us to use contextual awareness when we provide information to the frontline guy. So if you're providing data to a frontline officer who's, let's say, in a traffic stop situation, he'd want to have that specific information that would help him deal with that situation effectively. He doesn't want any more than that. So what we're doing with our public safety experience is enable this kind of use case. This is all about providing the right information to the right person at the right time. It sounds simple, but it's critical if we want to minimize distraction for that frontline officer.
And do you have any idea how soon that police officer will adapt those kind of solutions, and when we see police officers on the streets really real life using those solutions?
We think it'll be an evolution. We have to get to the technology to a level where people feel comfortable about it. I think if you look at Tetra, one of the things that has been very, very successful with Tetra is that it's been driven from the ground up. It's been based on the actual needs of the public safety customers. It hasn't been a top-down thing. It's very much a collaborative development, I would say. We need to apply that same framework when we talk about the newer technologies, when we talk about analytics, when we talk about LTE. They all have to be developed with that framework. We need it to be a collaborative effort, not something that is pushed down.
And do you also see a change in attitude of the police officer, or in? I can imagine that younger police officers will adapt these technologies even easier and faster than the older guys on the street. Will it still be manageable for those older police officers?
It has to be, and whatever we provide has to be simple. And this is something that we cannot overemphasize. We have to deliver solutions that is intuitive. We've historically focused on this statement, technology that's second nature. That doesn't go away, even with newer technologies coming into the frame. So what we're trying to do is build the same framework when we talk about data as well as voice-centric solutions.
Okay, Tunde, thank you very much for this interview. I think this clears up the skies a little bit with questions people did have about how to adopt and the timelines and so on. Thank you very much. I wish you a very good show.
Thanks for having me.